It sucks that right as I hit 500 subscribers, I start running out of ideas. Yeah, I wanted to upload gameplay for some of the decks I've already featured on the channel and still plan on doing so, but those videos are a bit boring to make honestly. What I did was go to the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki and sort archetypes alphabetically starting at the top. I'm excited I did so because Ad Ignisters is a pretty crazy deck. Speaking of crazy, thank you guys so much for helping get the channel to 500 subscribers. I honestly didn't think that we would get here this quick, especially since I just barely came back to YouTube. It's exciting to see how much growth we have had on the channel, and I'm looking forward to growing even more. I want to increase the frequency of my uploads so I can hopefully get to 1,000 subscribers by June. If you want to help me achieve this goal, please consider subscribing to the channel, but ultimately I'm just grateful for you watching. Anyways, back to Ad Ignisters. For those who think that this deck was a crappy B-roll in Ignition Assault, I can't really argue against that. This deck currently has 0 representation below table 500, but I think that will change when the new support comes out, in the form of When I First Met You and Dark Infant Ad Ignister. Both of these cards help enable OTK plays that can destroy up to 12 cards your opponent controls and dish out over 12k damage, but can also enable decent going first boards in the form of the Arrival, a boss monster who is unaffected by card effects and typically sits at 4,000 attack. I think the biggest appeal, like so many other decks I featured on the channel, is that there are multiple consistent 1-card combos and ways to play through hand traps, including the Biru. This video is going to focus on showcasing these combos to create a better understanding of what the deck can do. Though these combos are just the basics, they should be understood by every player just learning the deck. I plan on making more videos on this deck to show you my deck list and some gameplay as well. Here is our first 1-card combo. You will need to either open your Achichi or Picari. This will show you the standard OTK play. First, we normal summon Achichi, activating its effect to add our Picari from deck to hand. We will link away Achichi to summon Infant and add our island from deck to hand. We will activate Island to summon Picari, which will then activate the search When I First Met You. Activating this card will search Doyon from deck to hand. Link away the 2 monsters to summon Wicked, and activate Island to summon Doyon from hand. Wicked will activate as Chainlink 1, banishing our Infant from graveyard, and Doyon will activate as Chainlink 2, adding our Achichi from graveyard to hand. Link away the 2 monsters to summon Splash Mage. Doyon will activate its effect to add When I First Met You back to hand. We will activate Island a 3rd time, special summoning Achichi from hand. Splash Mage will then summon any Ignister from the graveyard, which we will link the 3 of off into our Dark Templar. Island will activate a final time, summoning the Bururu added to hand by Wicked. We will then link this off into another copy of Infant to the leftmost linked zone. When summoned, activate Templar's effect. You will then chain Infant to move itself 1 zone to the left. Then, to resolve Templar, special summon Bururu, Picari, and Doyon from the graveyard to Templar's linked zones. Our first board break will be synchro summoning into Wind Pegasus. It does not matter which monsters you use as long as you remember to activate Bururu's effect to special summon the other synchro material back. At this point, Wind Pegasus can destroy up to 5 spell or trap cards the opponent controls. We want to XYZ summon next into Light Dragon. Dragon's effect can now activate, destroying up to 4 monsters. Now that the opponent's board is likely wiped, we can push for game. There's multiple ways of doing so, but this is how I do it. I link off Light Dragon and Pegasus to summon Update Jammer. Next, I link off Update Jammer and Infant to summon Transcode Talker. When Transcode is summoned, I will activate his effect, special summoning back Update Jammer. We will then link off Jammer and Templar to summon Access Code Talker. Access Code will be at 5800 attack, 3000 gain from Templar as it was used for the link summon, and 500 gain from Transcode and can attack twice. If you need to, you can also destroy up to 3 more cards on the field, making this a 12 pop, 12k plus damage combo. Our next combo follows the same line as the previous one but uses a different starter and focuses on making a going first board. Once we summon our second infant, things will begin to change. When chaining infant to Templar, it is important to change infant's attribute to something that is not on the field. The easiest to remember is Divine. We will then summon Bururu, Picari, and Achichi instead of Doyon. Instead of Pegasus, we will summon Cyber's Quantum Dragon and bring back Picari through Bururu's graveyard effect. Next, we simply link off all of our monsters besides Quantum and summon the Arrival. As mentioned at the start of the video, we have a large body that is unaffected by card effects and a Quantum Dragon that stops your opponent from attacking over your Arrival. Of course, one card combos are great, but your opponent may have a hand trap. If your starter gets stopped, as long as you have a second starter in hand, you may have the exact same combo. Like before, this is showcasing what we can do when our starter is stopped, but we happen to have drawn a Doyon instead of another starter. We can still make the Arrival with a Wind Pegasus in graveyard. It isn't as good, but it is better than nothing. This next combo ends on the same board as last time, but is done with just one When I First Met You, which returns to the hand at the end of the turn. We make use of Bururu's effect to send Doyon to graveyard when it's summoned, and then we link off Doyon later to return our starting card to hand. Ironically, uninterrupted, drawing the worst two Adignisters together is your best 2-card combo. Bururu is somewhat of a starter itself, sending another starter to the graveyard to be added back to hand by Doyon. This combo can end on the same Arrival board with Quantum Dragon, but will return your Reborn and put a Pegasus in graveyard. This next combo showcases how you can play around Nibiru after expending multiple resources. Parallel Exceed is a good extender, and thanks to Transcode Talker, we have the ability to go into Arrival or push for an OTK. This wraps up our basic combos. Like I said at the start of the video, I plan on making more videos discussing this deck. Tell me in the comment sections if there are any combos I should have included and what content you would like me to cover outside of Adgnister. I really want to start incorporating your input into the channel. As many of you know, I try to reply to all of your comments. If you leave one, I will see it. I appreciate all of your support and feedback and will continue to improve the quality of my videos and content. Thank you for 500 subscribers. Until next video, stay hydrated and stay safe. Peace.